Hey, tested one, two, three. Just making sure everything is going good before we go live. So what we'll do here is populate this one with a quick video.
We're in this room because we've come from so many different companies within this amazing industry in so many different countries, but we all deal with the same thing. So there's no faking it here, right? We're here not to compete with one another, which is a rare culture, by the way. Thank you, Art Jonak, for creating a culture like this. We're not here to compete, but complete one another. A rare culture in our industry, a rare culture to have, right? Because wealth is a minority. If it was a majority, everybody would have it, but everybody doesn't have $1 million, so it makes it a minority. That means that the majority of folks won't believe in what you're doing. They won't follow what you're doing because it's a minority. If it was a majority, everybody would say, oh yeah, network marketing, direct sales, count me in. But because it's not that, it's a minority. So don't expect to see the majority do what the minority only have. And so let's make sure we don't have a false expectation right from the beginning of our list. Look, I made a list, my first list ever. They said, look, make out a list of everybody you know. Don't prejudge, right? You've been told this. Don't prejudge. And so I did so. I made a list of everybody that I wanted to put on the list. It was 116 people. Now, I'm sure I knew more people than that. I was in my 20s, and I knew more people than 116, but those are folks that I felt comfortable putting on the list. 116 people. Your money may not come from the people on your list, but through the people on your list. And so sometimes we get so caught up on the people on our list and who's joining and who's not, but it's what's coming through your list, not necessarily what's on your list. If I was worried about the people who were on my list, I wouldn't be in front of you today, that's for sure, because out of 116, only one is with me. And by the way, the one that's with me is not the superstar. That's the one who led to the superstar. So not any of our Millionaire Club members, not any of our six-figure incomers, none of them were on my initial list. Sometimes our hesitancy, our fear is contacting the people on our list because we're concerned about what they're gonna think about what we're doing, concerned about what we're saying, if we're gonna say the right thing. But if you put your mindset, and it's not just that person, but who can come through them, then maybe you'll contact them knowing that it's not so much about them, but who they know. And so this is very important that we understand that our list is bigger than what's on your piece of paper. This is the feeling you gotta have because the attitude comes before the paycheck. People say it all the time. It's easy for you. You think that way because money's not an issue in your life anymore. No, the attitude came before the paycheck. I had to think that way first. Posture. Now, I get excited when people tell me my brother's with me. We're doing it together as a family. My mom is with me. My son is with me. That's admirable, and I get excited for you. It's just not my story. This is the reason why you come to events like this, and we invite our teams to come to events like this, because even when I can't reach my team, a third party can. Because perhaps they can't relate to my story because no one on my list is really with me except one. But there's someone else who will get on the stage and say, my mom's with me, my son's with me, everybody with me. It's a whole family affair. And then you can relate to that because your family's with you. You can't relate to my story because my family's not with me. My family said, are you rich yet? You making $1 million yet? I was in for 3 months. You're like, you rich yet, son? I'm like, Dad, you've been driving the bus for 30 years. You ain't rich yet. I didn't say that. I just thought about it. Because my father didn't believe in timeout. I'd have been knocked out in the corner.
All right, all right. So you can see it's all about how you believe about yourself, right? It's not necessarily the people that was on his list. So, what we are doing, a lot of us are out here being entrepreneurs, right? And the thing is, what we've seen is hustling. We've not seen the business put together, because no matter what you're doing, right, you're going to need the individuals behind you. So I've seen people do several things to try to avoid talking to other people. No matter what you're doing, your job, your individual purpose is going to need others. You have to serve others in some form or fashion. So the thing is, you just have to get rid of the fear, right? And the fear is just that false evidence appearing real. And Michael, they say, well, how can I deal with it? I've been like this my whole life. You see, what you got to do is you got to start putting in to what you want out. So you got to start replacing what you already have inside. See, what you have inside is what other people have told you. They've told you who you were, who they thought you were. They told you to be safe because they failed at it. They told you this, what you were good at and what you wasn't good at. So many different things that you have inside of you, and then you have inside of you also what you really desire to do, your purpose, your passion, your individual glory, which God has put inside you. So what you have to do is now you have to tune in and say, okay, what I'm looking for is at the end of my journey, so to say. It's at the end, my end goal. So what I will do is I will put in all of my emotions. I will put all my expectation to achieving that end goal. And then when I see the end goal, right, because I put my emotions over there, therefore I don't have any emotions left for the naysayers. I don't have any emotions left for the haters, right? I don't have any emotions left for, things that happen. I have learned to discipline my disappointments. So now I'm onto a place or a plateau to where there's nothing that can stop me but myself. So now all I have to do is what? I have to start tracking what it is that I do. Okay, so what I want you to do is right quick, I'm going to present for you a quick testimony. And this is one of our great individual leaders. And what he has done is something that is phenomenal. You see, he's almost paid off almost $100,000 in debt by just simply using strategies. See, most people want you to do what? They want you to sell this pill, potion, lotion, whatever this may be. Nothing wrong with that. But first and foremost, you got to get your foundation together. Then you can go out there and do those things. That way, you're not using your income to try to support your business. Okay. So let me show you what I mean by that. And let you listen to Nick.
Nick Woodard checking in with you. Another amazing day. Hey, real quick, I want to just share my personal testimony on how Myecon, the personal financial success company, has helped change me and my family's life, right? So before Myecon, I was living not even paycheck to paycheck. I was living getting paid Friday to being broke on Monday, right? I had credit cards maxed out. I was in debt up to my neck and was clueless about money. So I was introduced to this opportunity by my personal mentor, Mr. Terrence Hill, the founder of the Financial Blueprint Academy, because we believe in giving people a financial peace of mind, right? And he shared this information with me, and based off the first strategy when it comes to cash flow management, I was able to legally adjust my W-4 form as well as my wife's, and we income shifted an extra $700 back into our household each and every month, right? And we took the new cash flow and put it towards our debt. And up to today's date, we have snowballed over $50,000 in debt at the government's expense, right? And on top of that, we have actually cash flowed just over $100,000 by applying these strategies. So I encourage each and every one of you to reach out to anyone you hear who is talking about personal financial success, representing Myecon, because we're all about changing lives and we want to welcome you to the financial journey. Have a blessed one. Peace.
All right, so you can see it's all about your story. So what we are doing so many times, we want to, have somebody to, follow us or to buy our service or our product, all right, or get more people to get underneath the hair dryer, or get more people, get more heads to cut, or sell more plates, or whatever that individual thing that you're doing, right? Maybe you want to sell more credit, or maybe you want to do more things in the health and wellness side. You see, the biggest thing is you have to get to a point to where you become the person that you're trying to attract. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing that we have to do. So you have to get down below the dirt. Okay. So you have to get like the seed itself. Think about it that way. When you plant a seed, it has to go into the dirt for a little while. It has to go into the darkness. Okay. So that's what you have to do when you first starting out. But most of us, that I've seen, I've been doing this for about 30 years altogether. So before the internet, before, all the types of things that was happening, right? So what I've seen is this, we get going and then there's a little success. And when the success happens, we believe that we found it, right? And so when we do that, then we say, hey, I just need to do a little bit more of what I'm doing. And what ends up happening is there's actually no business foundation according to what you're doing. Okay. And see, it's not something to put anyone down, because we've all experienced it before. And that's why we came with the Real University. Well, that's why Real University joined with Myecon, because it's real simple, right? The goal is to be able to live the life that you want now, and to have enough change to be able to live that your life that you want later. And see, in order to do that, it doesn't matter if you have no business. Okay. You at home, you should at least be changing your bills into business expenses. Okay. So that you can reduce your debt, your taxes, your inflation, and you can actually start creating some investments for yourself. Okay. So when you're looking at it that way, you start seeing a system, instead of saying, hey, I just need to get my credit done so I can get a house, or I just need to get my credit done so I can get a car, or any other band-aids that may be out there. I've seen people, instead of getting everything done first, say, hey, somebody says, hey, I can get you in a house for this and this. So now you're into this home and you're upside down, or your interest rate is very high, simply because you didn't have a coach or mentor. Okay. And see, the things that those are, we try to look around ourselves instead of going in and using a system to build out what we're trying to do. Okay. Because everything that has been done can be repeated. It's just like McDonald's. When you see McDonald's, you go in, what you're going to see? You're going to see the franchise has the fries on the left side, right? When you see the Chick-fil-A, you're going to have great customer service, right? So that's the thing you got to do. What is it that you're doing that is duplicatable, so that others that are seeing what you're doing, they can notice either the pattern, or those that see what you're doing, they can jump onto your crusade, so they'll know exactly what's going on. Okay. So let's take a look at how we're going to do those 5 P's. Okay. So let's look. I'm going to go over here so I can scroll up. Okay, so what you see in front of you guys, and everybody I'm speaking to generally is already on the team. If not, hey, great. What you want to do is you're going to see a team that uses a system to have duplicatable success. And see, that's what we want to do. And so many times what happens is we end up saying, hey, this is something else I have to do, instead of getting everything in line accordingly to what the system dictates. What I mean is this: we already have children. We already have a significant other. We already have duties. We already have things that we have to, be responsible for the family. Whatever these things are, we're very busy. But at the same time, you can't let the busyness of today end you up into the poorhouse tomorrow. Okay, so what we got to do is we got to start thinking about this. Where is it that I want my time to be fruitful? If that's the case, you want your time to be fruitful with your family, with free time, be able to have choices and options, then you have to put your time now into the seed form of what you want to become. So what is it that's going to give you more time, more freedom, more money, all at the same time? It's using a system. If you want more customers, more clients, no matter what that end goal is, no matter what type of client you want to have, you got to do what? You got to put your business out there before people. Okay. So let me show you exactly what I mean now. Okay. So what you're seeing before you is the 1-page document. This is the one sheet that you should have, no matter what it is, no matter what your end goal is, because some of us are income shifters, meaning that, hey, we're working on our individual things, getting our cash flow up, reducing our debt, getting our credit right. Okay. But at the same time, people are going to start being attracted to what you're doing. So what that is we've had some people become business builders as well, by simply saying, hey, what we're doing is working for me. What Michael is doing for me is helping me to refinance my home and get a brand new setting, get another business, right? And so what is that doing? I'm going to tell individuals that this is happening. Then they're going to what? They're going to follow that example. Well, can he help me with this? Or maybe can the system help me with that? Okay. So what that does is now it helps you to leverage your time. See, when I'm speaking to your people that you're referring, or one of the experts on the team are speaking to those people that you're referring, you're working on your purpose. You're working on your goal. You're working on yourself. You're leveraging an expert, and the expert starts to create for you multiple streams of income. Okay. Let's show you what I mean here. Okay. Now, if we look at the first box, we're not going to start there because everybody has the sheet, or you can hit me and say, hey, Mike, where's that 50, 15, and 5 sheet and the one-page document? Because we're going to hit the 50, 15, and 5 as well. Okay. So what you want to do is start right here in this first left box. When you do that, now you got everything in front of you. You got your downloads ready, your cash flow managers on point, you got your cash flow strategist, so everything is downloaded. You got your W-4 adjusted, you got everything rocking and rolling, right? You got your what is your direct deposit set up, so when you do get a commission, now it goes directly to you. You know, so everything is there for you ready. You're in business. Okay. There's so many of us just start and we don't have that business mind to say, okay, go forward. And that's okay, because now you're a part of a real university and you have different leaders that can help you in your area. Okay. So learn how to use the system and free yourself up from, you know, the frustration of not knowing what to do, when to do, how to do. Okay. So now let's look at A. You're going to look at A. Okay. Because what we're talking about, remember, is a system that is going to get you what you want from life. It's not something to start to create something for you to sell, but it's something for you to follow so you can see where you are in your journey to get where you want to be. Okay. So let's look at the first P. And if you are the kind of take notes like I am, then you're going to see 5 P's of effective enrollment. And it's also rejection free. Okay. I'm going to show you why. We're going to be talking about 1, that's prospecting. And then 2, it's going to be peak and pass. It's all 1. Okay. Peak and pass. And then number 3 is going to be presentation or present. And then number 4 is going to be plug. The number 5 is going to be promote. Okay. So we're going to go right through those, and you can also rewind this and make sure that you get everything that you need. Okay. So let's look at it. First, we're going to have prospecting. Prospecting is just simply listening, actively listening to others. Because why? You are the CEO of your business. You know exactly what you have to offer, okay? Because you are effectively using it yourself. You've gotten your results. You've adjusted your W-4 and it got a couple $100, $200, $300 back. You started working on your cash flow manager, and now you're getting home-based business deductions. You've changed your bills into business expenses, and now some of that money is coming back to you. Your cash flow is what? That's right. So now prospecting, you hear challenge. Now you know what to do from there. Okay. That challenge may be less time, money, whatever that may be. Now you have a opportunity. You see what I'm saying? Without the opportunity, don't even speak about the business because you haven't found a problem. Okay. So if somebody says, hey, I am needing to save an extra $500 a month for right, whatever that may be. Okay. And you say, hey, great. You know, after you finish listening, you know, just chime in and jump on it, right? You listen to the whole situation, okay? So now you chime in and say, hey, I'm just curious. That's one of my favorites, right? It gets the mind to listen to you. I'm just curious. I would just say you need to save an extra $500. You know, what is it costing you not to do it right now? Well, the job's not giving me enough time. The job's not paying me enough, or my bills are too high, or my debt's too high, or my credit is this, right? So whatever that challenge is, you say, well, great. Have you ever heard of income shifting? You know, and they're going to say more than likely, no, I never heard of income shifting, right? And so now you're on to B. You know, that's your peak and pass. Okay. And so what we want to do is you're piquing their interest with, I'm just curious. Have you ever heard of income shifting? You pique their interest, right? Well, no, you know, and they're thinking automatically, well, they asked me this because they said something about my $500 that I was trying to get. So they're interested in me. Okay. So now they're not thinking about a sale or anything like that. Okay. Well, you just simply say, and you see in box B, now you have the follow up phrases right there before you, right? You say, hey, you ever heard of income shifting? Person says, nah, I never heard of income shifting. Where they're looking for key leaders, as you see in box B, or where they're looking for people like you that are trying to save an extra $500 a month. I've seen others create $500 to $1,500 in the first 5 to 6 months, okay, or the first 2 to 3 weeks, right? Whatever that situation is of your results, right? Or you've seen people along the line of their presentations, you've seen the different things, because there are people here that have created an extra $1,100 a month in the first 2 to 3 weeks of being in business, okay? And so now what I want you to do, you're going to pass, because remember, it's about them. So if you get in and you start talking about you, then now it's no longer about them. So you've asked them the question, I'm just curious, have you ever heard income shifting? And then you hit the better credit, right? Or the cash flow success. Or my favorite thing, if you've seen, right, is just remind them of what the problem was that you heard when you were prospecting. Okay. So now you pass them on to the presentation. Okay. So you pique their interest and you're going to pass them. Now, when you pass them, you're going to pass them on to an expert like myself or your enroller that helped you to get into the business. Okay. If you're not working with anybody, you don't have an accountability partner, reach out. Right. We have not only myself, but we also have many other experts and people that are in the business that will reach out and help you to do and get to where you want to be. See, that's exactly opposite of the corporate arena, most jobs, because they don't want to give you everything. The people that are around you, supervisors, managers, they don't want to give you everything because they're afraid you may take what? Their job, right? Okay, but we have people that are going to help you to be able to continue doing your purpose pursuits. And then you pass them along, and we're going to clean the fish to make sure that they are getting the information that they need. Okay, so you're going to pass them on to a third party. That's an expert like myself or your enroller, or you can also pass them on to a simple presentation. It's a website, www.incomeshifting.com. It's 3 to 4 minutes long. See, that's what I do to qualify individuals. You see, the biggest thing is we get a lot of people get involved with thinking, hey, will they get in, or if they should get in, or I know they need it, and then we get all involved and emotionally attached. That's not the case. We just need to see they get the information. Okay, so what we want to do is want to get the information to them as fast as possible. Okay, and when you do that, you say, hey, I'm just curious. We've been working with individuals that have achieved an extra $500 a month. I'm not sure or not, but I tell you what, this website can explain to you a little bit more. Okay. And what's the website? Well, it's www.incomeshifting.com. Okay. The website is awesome. It told me everything that I needed to know, and it has all the facts, and it is helping tons of people. Okay. You see what I did there? I edified the website. Okay, I made it larger so the person would have more reason to go check it out. Okay, so then I'm going to edify not only just the website, but I'm also going to edify the expert that I'm working with. Right, I'm going to say, great. Once you see it, you're going to see how well it has helped so many other people that I know you're going to have some questions. I will have an individual where, let's say individual, let's say an expert. I will have a expert, or I will have a business partner, or I will have an associate that it will be there that can answer all the questions for you, right? And you remember when I was edifying the website, what I was using, if you see in the bottom box here where it says note, before you pass the prospect to the expert or the website, you must edify. Edify means to speak highly about another qualified person who has more information. You see what I did? So the person knows 100% of the facts, is in position to make tons of money, has helped tons of people succeed, has been trained by the best of the best. Okay, you can use one of those, two of those, four of those, however you want to position it. And I did the same thing with the website. The website knows 100% of the facts. It has put people in position to make tons of money, right? So now they're ready to listen. And it also gave them more than just the extra $500 that they were wanting to learn more about. Okay, so now the third P is present. Okay, so what do we do? Prospect, actively listening. Then what we do, pique their interest. I'm just curious. Have you heard of income shifting? Then we pass them on to a third party, something new, something that knows more than they do, of course, right? Because it's never about us. We want to make sure everything's highlighted. I'm giving you more information. I'm helping you to get more information. Okay. So what we do then, we pass them on and we edify before we pass them. Edify the website, right? Or we edify the expert. Okay, and we do both. It just depends on what we want to do at that time. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we have everything set up. So what we want to do, if you want to become a professional, okay, and not an amateur, okay, let's think about it this way. Amateur is what? Like an amateur golfer, okay? They don't get paid, right? You don't get paid to become till you become a professional golfer. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to become a professional in what you're doing, and what that is you want to go ahead and see when will they have a time to look at the website. Okay, so you don't want that way. You're not just having it lingering out there, wandering generality, right? So now you pass them on to the income shifting, you edify it and everything like that. You say, hey, great. The person, the one that I just told you about that has, helping people to get to a lot of success, helping people to help other people. They're very busy. So let me get a couple of times that you think that you may have about 4 or 5 minutes that you'll watch the video. That way I can have them ready so they can answer those questions. And I only do this for the people that I feel are serious. Okay. See what you did there? Okay. So you help them, you relax, let them know that you're helping them out. So, your goal is to make sure, hey, once you get this done, you want to get that extra $500 to do this, this, and this. I'm going to have an individual ready for you. They know 100% of the facts, loves having fun, and it can help tons of people. Okay. So, what's a couple of times that you can have available for them? And so that'll be 10 a.m., 6 p.m. Okay, great. I got those. I'll text you back in a few minutes and let you know which one that he or she is going to be available for. Now, I'm congratulating you now because I know you're going to get the answer that you need. Okay. So as we're doing that, you're going over to present. Now the presenter is the incomeshifting.com, or the presenter is the expert. Okay. So after that, now you're going to plug them in. And remember, plugging has nothing to do with your emotions, right? You plug something into the outlet in the wall, right? It has nothing to do with the emotions. The energy or the electricity automatically connects, right? And if there's no electricity, then there's no connection. Okay. So that's all you're doing now. If it's a yes, no, maybe so, just tell me quick. I gotta go, right? So what you're doing is you're when it's a yes, you plug them into the right place, right? If it's a yes, you show them the system and move them on through the system. If it's a no, you say not now, maybe later. So you plug them into a follow-up system, right? And you have your AMS system to help you with that. Okay. And what you can do with the AMS system, you just put their phone number in or you put the email address in, and it automatically follows up with that individual for you. Okay. So now you have everything in place. You're in business. And don't forget now, as you're in business, what you want to do is you want to become edified yourself, or you want to bring edification. So what you want to do is you don't want to miss out your conference calls. You want to get on there because it's either going to need your energy or it's going to give you the energy that you need. Okay. So when you plug in, you're going to get the stuff that you need so that it starts to come out of you. Okay. You start to get it in so that when you're talking to individuals and also when you're applying it to your life, it just starts to roll out of your belly. Okay. Because the goal is to help other people, but also you want to get yourself to a firm financial foundation. So what is it that you're doing on a day-to-day basis to make sure that you're getting there? You're following these 5 P's, and you're working with this one sheet that can help you every step of the way, right? So you plug them in, yes, no, you plug them into the right way to go, and you just keep on moving, okay? And then you promote, right? You plug them into the yes, okay? And now you promote. Hey, did you get your W-4 done? Hey, how much did you get back when you got your W-4 done? Hey, were you able to get your credit started? Whatever it was that they started to do. Hey, did you get your cash flow manager started and got your home-based business going so that you can increase that $500 that you're trying to create for yourself? Okay. So you are a caring individual, right? So you want to promote whatever it is that they wanted to do in the first place. Meet them where they are. Okay. So those are the 5 P's, and you can stop, rewind, record, right, to get the different pieces that we're asking. Now we're going to do more in depth as we go through, and we're going to break down one by one. Okay. We're going to start using the scripts, and we're going to show you the different pieces. So like this, we're going to show you the par sheet. Remember, when you're doing what you're doing with this right here, right, you got to have an inventory, right? If you were Chick-fil-A, they wouldn't open the door, and not have chicken. They wouldn't open the door and not have fries, right? So what you want to do is you want to have your par sheet, which is your inventory, right? Because you're looking for individuals to get behind your brand, to buy from you, product, service, or anything like that. But first, you got to help them with what they want first. See, that's why you have a lack of sales, because the thing is, you got to help the individual to get what they need. And then indirectly, whether it's coming from that person or whether it's coming from a referral or whether it's just coming from because you sowed the right types of seed, you're going to also receive that you need, because you become the person. You've become a person that gives more value to your community. Okay. So you're going to use this and you're going to list all your 50 people. You don't have, I'm not 200, 300, right? Not just 50 individuals, right? Because you want to start your business. And you simply say, hey, my goal was to simply get it in front of the most amount of people as fast as possible. Okay. So now you got your text scripts and stuff like that that you can use. And like I said, you're going to be able to record and come back and actually get these, because this one is not about the text scripts, right? What this one basically is introducing you to the 5 P's of effective enrollment, so that you can increase your clients, your customers, whatever that may be, by understanding the flow of a system. Okay. So that's how we were going to rock and roll. And guys, what we're going to do, let me go ahead and exit out of this. All right. So now what you see is before you is a way to make sure that everything is attained, right? You can keep on pulling from here and doing a little of that and doing a little of this. And then when you bump your head, give me a call, or, give somebody else a call, or, or you can get yourself into a system so that you can see, okay, hey, what is it that I'm doing? It's trackable, it's manageable, and then it's also predictable. If I was to say to you right now, if you continue doing what you're doing, where would you be? Right? If you continue selling the amount that you're selling, right? Whatever it is, clients, customers, right? Whatever this end goal is for you. If you have a 501c3 and you're looking to build a church or community, you still need what? You still need the people to believe in what you're doing. Okay. So you got to get to a final system that you can put yourself in that's going to increase the number of people that you're putting yourself in front of. Because now you're not just putting yourself in front of the 50, you're putting yourself in front of the 50 and their referrals, right? And then there's going to be about 4 or 5 people, maybe 6 people, because it's 50, 15, and 5, right? Out of the 50 people, about 15 are going to be able to see, about 5 are going to sign and actually get themselves going. Okay, so now that 5 is going to do the same exact system. So now this 5 is going to now announce it to their system, to their community, right? And so now on piggybacking that, they're going to do what? Tell your story. So what is your story? Right? So generate yourself the right following. Just by posting on social media, you've already seen that that's not going to generate the type of following that you need, right? So you have to get to the place to where you get through and talk to individuals, okay? By having a system that they can help, that you can help them with whatever they need, because we're talking cash flow management, business income, investment income, using vehicles like personal credit, business credit, and leveraging the credit. Okay. So when you understand the processes, then you don't need to do a second job. You don't need to start, another career. You don't need to do these things. You need to start making your money work for you. Right. So now as we tune in and we drop out, what I want you to do is, if you need more information, just reach out. www.purposepursuer.com will tell you more about the real university. And then www.incomeshifting.com is a 4 or 5 minute video that you can check out and will show you exactly what income shifting is and how it can help you. Okay. And then once you check that out, apply it to your life. Guys, there's nothing going to change until we change. Okay. Remember, we use 3 things as we're going through life, so that we'll know as purpose pursuers, we use 3 things. Okay. We have the first thing, and that's personal development. You should be reading somewhere between 10 or so pages every day of a good book. If you do that 30 days, 1 month, you've read that whole book. Okay. If you do that consistently, now you're reading 12 books in a month. You have no other choice but to change. But so many of us, forgive me, because I've seen it and I've done it, right? We want to put the cart before the horse. We want to go live. We want to post things on, and we want to think that those things are going to do it alone. Okay, it never has. You got to be high tech, but also high touch. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to get all of our pieces together. Okay, and as you do those, exactly right, be who you are trying to attract. Okay. So as we are putting these pieces together, guys, there is nothing separating you and your end goal but the activity that you do in between now and your end goal. Okay. There's nothing stopping you besides the 6 inches in between your ears. You have to get to a place you say, hey, what am I doing to get to where I want to go? Is it duplicatable? Can I see a way to scale it up? If I had somebody to come in, can I give it systems so they can see what it is that I'm doing? Right. So until we get to the place, we want to be the Jeff Bezos. We want to create the Amazons, right? We want to create the million and billion-dollar brands. But are you willing to sit in the garage like he did and call so many hundreds of his friends and family to try to get it off the ground? The same thing with the gentleman that started Apple, right? The same thing with so many people that started their business. We have been fooled by social media to feel like it's a microwave and it's a crock pot with many different ingredients. You're going to go up, you're going to go down, you're going to lose, you're going to win, but you're going to keep on going the same path because there's a system that's proven to win. Okay. So that's how we're going to do it today, guys. And anytime you need anything, just plug in. Remember, if you see yourself here, right, and you want to be there, then we got to do movement, right? But it's got to be the right movement. Because if I'm going from here to Atlanta, but I go north, I'm not going to get there, right? And see, that's what's happening now. We're wanting to get to that end goal, the 501c3. We want to get to the end goal, the better home, the better business. We want to get to that end goal, a better life, retirement. But what are the things that we're doing in between? Praying alone is not going to work, because when you pray, it's going to tell you what to do. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to get involved in saying, okay, hey, where am I? Just like we were in school. See, we were forced to do certain things. We were in school. We were forced to study. We were forced to, take the test. We were forced, and now we have so much freedom that we don't have any direction and certain discipline that it's going to take to get where we're going. I've been self-employed since 28 years. Since I was 28 years old. I started being a self-employed person, at the age of 18. Okay. And see, it takes something to continue to not have to clock in and think about where my money's coming from. You want to create assets. Okay. This business is opportunity for you to create assets. All right. So I'll leave it at that, guys. And if you I'll be doing these consistently, and you can do a search and you will see Myecon Systems Training. And this is episode 1, but you can see these coming out. I'll be doing them every day. All right. Talk to you soon.